Hello everybody, welcome to Bayron Salon's valedictorian speech. I'm sorry I'm unable to be there in person to deliver this introduction. I want to talk a little bit about Bayron in the last 4 years and just give kind of a brief introduction for you. I met Bayron 4 years ago when he started off as a 9th grader at the Met. Bayron has always been a very outgoing, very strong personality. Always has something to say about any given situation. And our relationship has really changed a lot since 9th grade. In 9th grade, I don't think we always saw eye to eye. We tended to clash fairly frequently about stuff, and I think it took a little bit of getting used to working together. I remember it was late in 9th grade year when Bayron and I took a walk out around the track, and just really started to really kind of make that connection. I mean, I think Bayron started to share with me some of the things that was going on with him, and about his education in the past, and I think that really started to lay the groundwork for the relationship that we have today. 10th grade year, I think Bayron was shocked that I came back for another round of being an advisor with this crazy group of people. But as a result of that, Bayron really opened up. I mean, 9th grade, I always thought of Bayron having this sort of hard shell around him, kind of protecting himself from stuff. And 10th grade year, he really started to open up and to really share some of the stuff that was going on in his life and all that stuff. And really learned a lot about Bayron in 10th grade. 11th grade, Bayron was, we still had a good working relationship and all that stuff. But Bayron, I think you tried to self-sabotage yourself. Just really, there was a point at the end of the year where you were trying to figure out every excuse why you couldn't do your exhibition, why you weren't coming to school. You were moving to Connecticut, you were joining the military, there was just all these different things. And, we sort of bombarded you with text messages and phone calls and emails, and I think you finally kind of gave in and said, hey, I gotta sort of face the music. And I think in 12th grade, you really took that and really just ran with it. I mean, this year you've really matured a lot. You've become more responsible for your work. When you make decisions, you really hold up to what they mean, for good or bad. And I think you really started to take your stand and take your place in what you're going to kind of do. So it's been really powerful to see that change in you over the 4 years, especially with the personal qualities. Academically, I think you've had a really curious intellect all the time. You're always interested in historical stuff, which is really cool, and also you love discussions. Some might call them arguments, but you have a very strong passion for making cases and for kind of debating things, and it's been a real pleasure to have that in advisory for the last 4 years. And I'm glad we've moved away from strictly talking about sex and drugs and alcohol, no matter what the topic is. But you've always been able to offer a real amazing insight into whatever topic we're talking about. So, in terms of your passion and your senior thesis project work, you've always had this passion for auto mechanics. I'm glad to see that you moved out of the box this year a little bit into a different internship, having the same internship for 3 years and then moving into a new one. Really, I think you've really been able to grow from that. And your senior thesis projects where you're, documenting how to do maintenance tasks and creating video for people. I think it's really powerful. And at your last exhibition, it was really cool to see that. So I just want to say that, it's been a really amazing time working with you. I feel like I've had a roller coaster experience because I know how bright you are and how smart you are, and then sometimes when I see you, sabotage yourself, it's really frustrating, and it's it can be really hard sometimes because I know you've got a huge amount of potential. So I urge you to continue to dream. That's D.R.E.A.M. Keep your head up, and really just realize what your goals are and what you want to get out of life. And I know you'll go really far. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over. And thanks so much for being an amazing student and giving me so much of inspiration. And I know you've got a lot left in you to do some cool stuff. So congratulations, Bayron.